Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out XRP's price chart and what we expected basically played out. Because if you remember the last time that we talked about Ripple, we were right around this level and the idea was that odds are our move down is going to continue and in it we are going to take the lowest low down here. But we said, you know what, just to make sure this scenario is in play, let's be a bit patient for a couple of hours and see, are we going to take this importance low or not? We said if we take it at that point, it is going to be confirmed that this is most likely an A, B, C in form of a zigzag, generally a correction off of the lowest low and not an impulse, suggesting what? Yep, you know what, our move down is going to continue, and that pretty much played out. And question is, did we take the lows or not? Let's just hide everything. As you can see, yep, by like a very small margin, we absolutely took the lows. Now, question for you, does this mean that the bottom can be in right in here? First things first, between these two lows, which one is the lowest low? Let's just stretch the chart a bit more. Okay, as you can see, yep, it is definitely this one. And here is what I'm thinking of if I want to consider the bottom being in XRP. I can tell you that maybe this is a wave 1, correction for 2, decent move up into wave 3, and this might end up being like a flat structure into wave 4, and followed by that, what are we going to have? Well, you know it, probably another move up into wave 5. So if you want to say the bottom is in, either from here in XRP or maybe from like just a bit lower, you want to see another strong move on the upside. And here's the thing, I believe we are going to have this move up one way or the other. One way suggests, okay, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the bottom is in. The other way suggests maybe this is a correction structure on the upside, generally a pullback. And since right now we're not really having that much of a deep pullback, well, okay, makes sense to say this is going to continue a bit more, and maybe we're going to reach to about the 61.8% to even potentially, if we are lucky, the 78% level, which is all the way up here about $2.93. So far we said we're going to have a move up, but here's the situation. Again, I need to emphasize on this. The move itself is not really that important. What really matters is the shape of it, okay? If we get our move up in a very strong impulsive manner, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, without a lot of overlapping of the waves, that is actually going to be a great sign in XRP, suggesting the bottom is up. On the other hand, if we end up having like a very slow and choppy move on the upside, be careful, this might be a bit of a bearish setup. For example, this can be at best 5 down into a correction for wave B, and what's next? Well, we may have another move on the downside into our select. So in terms of short-term price action, in the next, I'm going to say probably 48 hours, expect a move up, and then at that point, we are going to make new updates and see what might be next. Now, in terms of overall structures in XRP, here is the situation, and we talked about this so many times. You see, right now, in Ripple, we are around a very important support area, and the problem is kind of starting to show up. Why? Because we are starting to touch this support way too many times. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm gonna say, well, okay, let's give it one more shot and have, I don't know, let's say after this pullback, like another move down in order to reach to this level. And then if we're not going to have a very strong bounce back in order to just simply bust out of here, that's going to be a big problem, suggesting what? Well, in XRP, we are going to end up maybe getting a break of this level, which the lower band of it is about $2.50 area. If we do so, does this mean at that point we're going to be like extremely bearish? I don't really think so, but that's actually going to open doors to some scenarios suggesting either we are bearish or maybe we're just generally going to have some more chopping around right now. And as long as we're not getting a break of this thing, I think I'm comfortable arguing that, well, okay, maybe, excuse me. This is a wave 1, correction for 2, decent move up into wave 3. Let's say even to about this point, and what is happening right now, hopefully a correction for 4, and what's next? You know what? Another good move up into wave 5. And since I don't really believe that this falls into the category of an extension structure, who knows? Maybe if we are lucky, we're gonna have an extension phase in here, and well, that could lead to some huge price appreciations for XRP. So For the short term, let's get a move up. In terms of midterm structures, all eyes on this important support area, and let's please get a final bounce, a very strong one, and then start the next phase of the uptrend. If not, we're going to be in deep trouble. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in XRP. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.